Welcome to Change Pace Poetry, number 12. I'm Leland Jamieson. I'm going to read this morning 3 poems reflecting ambiguities often found in subtle love, ambiguities that change as couples mature, and in these 3 poems we'll see reflections of that, reflections of those in their 20s, 40s, and 60s, respectively. The first poem is called Ocracoke. Ocracoke is not much more than a sand dune with a lighthouse on it, on the outer banks, the southern outer banks of North Carolina. It was remote back then. 3 ferry rides to reach the lighthouse out on Ocracoke. We camped on dunes above the highest tides, not far from birders, who were gentle folk. I knew no blues were running Pamlico, but threw my baited surf line in to see what luck might bring. A strike! Ah, nice and slow. It ran and tired. I reeled it in with glee. My watchful wife, our 3-year-old in hand, approached. He ran, kicked sand into the reel. I got upset. Too young to understand, she said, upset with me. What must he feel? As for the fish, the large pan rainbow trout turned gray beneath a sun, clouds placed in doubt. This next poem, the imagery will give you the context, is called That Elixir. He'd hugged her gently in their puppy love, which felt like it was more than mere romance, while brightest sunshine graced her most white glove. Some say that marriage is a hostage dance. The taker and the taken, in a trance, exchange their masks. Within, they each grow ashen in search of that elixir called compassion. And this last poem is called Not Popping Art. She, the hydraulic engineer, thrusts to and fro the 3-ton ram as he hosts logs, so they will shear against the wedge and not just jam. He must stay conscious, that is key, and keep his palms and fingers clear of log ends where they'd like to be, or he will pay a price too dear. The arts in turning from the wedge and to the ram, the logs, not ends. The length of log gives wedge an edge, not popping leverage that it lends. Not popping art between these two, compassion in each rendezvous. Now, it's kind of hard sometimes to catch all of the language on the fly simply with your ears, particularly when you're not familiar with the enunciation of the speaker. And so I put these the text of these 3 poems on my website, jamiesonspoetry.com, and I invite you to go there and look in the index to the right under Subtle Love and click on that. You'll go immediately to a theme page where these poems have been collected, and there you'll find the text of the poem plus this video, and of course you can follow in the text as you listen to the video if you choose. Now, if you enjoyed the UFO poems a while back, you can see them and hear them read, see the texts, hear them read on the Anunnaki Iraq page. Actually, that's been changed to the Anunnaki theme page. And finally, if you really want to learn to write informal verse in metrical rhyme, I invite you to click on the You Rhyme It page, where you'll find a free instructional module and also an invitation to submit your best work using the reverse principle. Let me repeat that because that's a little strange. The reverse principle. If you compose some poems using that and would care to send me the best of, say, a half a dozen that you've done, I say a half a dozen simply so you may really get into the rhythm of this style of composition. Send that to me, and from those who send their best work, I'll choose the top 3, and I will write individual critiques for you so that you may learn from your efforts. And if it's really, really good, I'll invite you to let me post it on this site, as well as to read it at one of these change-based poetry sessions. That's all for today. Thank you for coming. Have a super fine 2009.